Let's go to George, who's a Chelsea fan. Right, George?
Hiya.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
George?
Yeah, George, you've been at the game, your first time call. I really appreciate you coming on. What did you make of it tonight?
Thank you. I think we played really well. We had a lot of chances. Kai Havertz had a brilliant game, to be honest. Every touch he was making, he was holding the ball, he was creating chances. He played brilliantly. But again, I'm not convinced by Potter. I'm not. It's the substitutions are way too late. Some of the subs, Mudryk has been warming up for 70 minutes and you play Pulisic, who's not touched the ball in 4 months. It's just incredible, man. I can't explain it.
Look, the big one for me was Conor Gallagher coming on for João Felix. 'Cause for me, that was a big call. And we discussed this, me and Cundy, saying this shows where Potter's at right now. It's all about the result, getting the result. He knows Connor's going to come on. And to be fair to Connor, you made a big call in taking, I think, your best player off in João Felix. Gallagher comes on and he gave you an edge. He gave you a bite. He gave you work rate that you needed, in that moment. So for me, I think Potter got it right tonight.
To be honest, still, you're taking the whiff away from the team. And Sterling, to be honest, didn't have a great game. So taking Felix off and not Sterling off was a bad call. On top of it, you're putting a midfielder, right? So you're taking the whiff off. So you're just inviting the other team to start attacking. And that's what they did. To be honest, they were quite close. And honestly, I think he keeps making the same mistakes. You have players that are ready to play. Like Zakaria maybe should have been one of the people that came on earlier. But still, Sterling had really bad game.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm kind of in your camp here, George. I'm in your camp, right? So I would have kept Felix on. I would have kept him on at the weekend as well. But when you make calls like that as a manager, you've got to get it right tactically. So what you see and what I see, the manager's seeing a different game. He's seeing a different part of the game. He's seeing something that he feels needs to be addressed. So Felix has been our best, I think, in the two games you just described, the best two games. But Jay's right. What Connor gives you a bit of bite. It gives you a bit of energy, and he presses a bit higher. He forces them away from parts of the area they want to try and attack. The bit when you're talking about Sterling, what he's now looking for, bringing on Pulisic, he's looking for pace over. He's looking because they're going to come on. They're duty bound to commit and overcommit and leave space. And do you know what? There are one or two areas where Pulisic nearly gets in. And because Pulisic's quick, if Pulisic was as quick as me, he wouldn't come on the pitch. It's because of his pace.
Yeah. And experience.
You've got to try and think about what the manager's thinking. What's Pulisic got? Why has he brought him on? What can Pulisic add to the game that maybe the player he is that he's taken off doesn't have? And that's what you've got to train. So Cover comes off, but don't forget also he's brought Zakaria on afterwards to kind of shore that up. So you've got one player coming off to take over what Cover's doing, but then you've got the threat. And what that does, it keeps them honest. It keeps them honest. You've now got Pulisic over the top. And it gets them thinking, what's Pulisic got? Pace.
Yeah. George, are you going to back Graham Potter to the end of the season now?
Maybe until the end of the season, but I think it's the release clause, man. I mean, sorry, if they have to fire him, to sack him, they will have to pay a lot of money. Maybe that's why he's getting the chance. But as a Chelsea fan, I think he's probably the worst manager we've had in the last 20 years. Like, if I have to compare Scolari, Villas-Boas, they were actually better. It's so bad.
Villas-Boas didn't get to a quarter-final, though, did he?
Well, I think it's just the 600 million was spent. We just got the players. But think about it, right? Last game, 1-0 against Leeds, 67th minute, you take the two wingers off and you put Zakaria and Conor Gallagher on.
Yeah, but you don't need to win the game, George. You don't need to win the game. You've won the game. It's about keeping the result now. Sometimes you've got to make calls as manager, and you've got it. You've won the game. You're through. So he's got it right.
Yeah. One time he's got it right. But he has to. He's got the pressure on, and to be honest, look at Erik Ten Hag, for example. He's had really good season, and he had even more pressure with Cristiano Ronaldo on. But 2 weeks ago, Potter was saying, "Oh, they had a bad preseason." But sorry, that was 5 months ago.
To be fair, Potter didn't have a pre-season.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Look, I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying about. I was sceptical about the decisions, but the most important thing is the result. He done something similar at the weekend, got the result. Done almost identical today, gets the result. That's the most important thing. If he loses and doesn't get the result, then you can come at him.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.